Alright guys, it's me again, and I'm joined with...
Maytay, what's up, y'all?
How are you doing this week?
Alright, I guess. With me going back to work, feels a little hectic a little bit, but I'm doing alright. How about you?
I am going through it, as always.
The Karens are out here.
Even though they give me rage, I am, addicted to Karen Instagram accounts and YouTube channels, and I don't know why. It's, something about them, just, they give me rage, but at the same time, it's, they're weirdly compelling. But enough of, real-world stress. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about something fun. I'm really surprised that it took us this long to do this topic, because you would think. So today's topic is going to be Brittany and sex. I feel like people are going to really respond to this episode. Alright, so I love Brittany because to me they are that classic opposites attract romantic kind of trope. I've always viewed them as two perfect opposites who are somehow perfectly in sync. And I think they have, a very unique and charming dynamic. Santana's all snark and sneer. Brittany's all sunshine and unicorns. Santana's sensitive and insecure. Brittany's strong and certain. But together, they make sense in a totally nonsensical way. I appreciate their love story on so many different levels. But as a shipper, I have to say their canon sex life is a point of pride, and I don't think I'm the only one. I feel like many other Brittany shippers feel the same way. The show did us wrong in so many ways, but one of the few things I actually really appreciate is the fact that the show mentioned Brittany's sex life pretty often. The three main ships, Finchel, Klain, and Brittany, Brittany and Santana always seem to have the most active sex life. Objectively speaking, they are the two most sexualized characters within the series. And to a degree, I think the show pushed this facet of their relationship to the front because they thought it was funny. But in its own way, I think allowing the characters to casually mention their sex life was almost, groundbreaking for its time. It was as if it was their own way of saying, we're here, we're queer, and we're having way hotter sex than the heteros. Yeah, sex has a very specific sort of significance to Brittany's love story. Because early Santana is so very closed off, touch is really the only way Brittany was able to communicate with Santana in the beginning. If you go back and you watch those early Brittany scenes, Brittany is almost always touching Santana. Rubbing her back, stroking her legs. There's that scene somewhere in season 1. I forget where it takes place, but do you know which one I'm talking about? It's the one where Brittany pulls Santana's arm into her lap, and Brittany is gently raking her nails up and down the inside of Santana's forearm.
Yeah, it was a scene. I'm pretty sure it was a scene with Rachel. Quinn was in there too. I'm pretty sure. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And Santana's just letting it happen.
Yeah, it's it's actually so whipped.
Literally.
But there's countless scenes of them touching. And to me, I don't know, I always see it as when Santana can't hear Brittany's words or accept the love and affection behind them, Brittany uses touch as a way to soothe her.
Yes.
I've always saw touch as one of their main means of communication. But let's be real here, Brittany also love to fuck.
Oh yeah.
In canon, they've had shower sex, they've made a sex tape, they have obviously sexted each other. And to quote Brittany, they had really interesting sex. And that's what we're going to be diving into in today's episode. Alright, so first things first, Brittany's first time. When do you think it was?
Because I'd like to think they met when they were teenagers, tweens going to teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to think it was between that time, I guess when a regular teenager would have sex, I guess.
I mean, my headcanon is the summer before sophomore year at cheer camp. I'm basing this off of that season 6 script, it was like a cut scene from the wedding episode where Brittany says, remember the first time we fooled around? It was because Sue paired us up at cheer camp together and sent us off into the woods for some I don't know, some exercise. Some, like, team building exercise? I don't know.
I still can't believe that was one of the original lines before it got cut out.
Based on that, I believe that their first time was at cheer camp, summer before sophomore year. So, like, right before the pilot.
I'd like to think that they did it somewhere a little bit more private. This is Baby Santana that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So she's still in her feelings about it.
Well, I think it happened at cheer camp. I don't think it happened, like, against a tree outside.
I hope not.
So, okay, who do you think made the first move? For me, it's Brittany. In my fic, it was Love to Me. I have them discuss their first time together and what she says in that fic. That's pretty much my headcanon of, like, how it went down. And the way I wrote it is, I think they got really close really quickly. I think Brittany has this way of disarming Santana with kindness. Mm-hmm. So Santana definitely felt an attraction, like, when they first met. But Brittany was the one to make the first move. And she probably did it in a way that made Santana think it was her idea. Because Santana is Santana. Early Santana always has this, like, need to feel some sense of control about the situation. Brittany was the one who, like, she knew, like, when they were gonna do it, but she let Santana think that she was making the moves.
I like that. That's like screams Brittany to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brittany, for sure, also I agree with you, she made the first move.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Santana was probably in her head a lot, really nervous as fuck, for sure. Didn't know what to do, even though she's already had, what the show gave us is that she already had sexual experience, but with Brittany it's like a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe Brittany probably just knew that Santana was in her head a lot, so she's like, let me do this for the both of us.
Like, again, Brittany, like, knows how to, like, make Santana comfortable and soothe her.
It goes with, like, taking charge, I guess, of the moment. Mm-hmm. Even though Santana likes to be in control, we know this.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Brittany is the one that I feel like often sets things in motion. She just lets Santana think she's calling the shots. Because Santana still needs that, like, sense of control. Alright, so according to Brittany, they once popped a hip during sex. Okay, so how do you think this happened, and whose hip got popped?
Well, didn't Brittany say she was the one that popped the hip?
In the scene, she says, quote, "We popped a hip once." So she says we.
Santana.
Yeah?
I think Santana. And I for sure think she was milking it the whole time. Like, even after it happened, they were probably, and I feel like they were probably doing something silly at the moment. It was probably foreplay leading up to sex, and that's how she got injured. I don't feel like it was actually while they're having sex.
Yeah.
Because that's just Santana. They're freaking dorks and silly and shit.
Oh, yeah. I have to say, the scene where Brittany, like, states this is really amusing because you have Brittany trying to befriend Santana's grandmother by basically bragging about how hot their sex life is. She seems to be, like, very proud when she shares this little intimate fact.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what Alma thought about that, like, after the fact that she found out that Brittany was like, they were actually engaged. Like, she must have thought about it at home, like, wait, so that's who she was talking about?
Oh, man. I mean, when you really, like, think about the physicality of it all, it's just like, damn, they must have been going at it. Like,
that must be a good-ass sex life. So,
I'm sort of jealous.
I'm very jealous.
God dang. I've never written the popped a hip thing into any of my fics. However, if you've read Squirrel Friends, you know that there is a sex injury in that fic.
And that's what I based my theory off of, too. Because Santana's such a baby.
I'm not going to say what it is. Santana, like, you know, has a little injury and she turns into a giant toddler. And it's adorable.
Poor Brittany.
Poor Brittany. So in the Discord, LK suggested we talk about eye contact, or the lack of it, in their early sex life. Season 2, Santana says sex is better without feelings. That in fact, she thinks it's better without eye contact. What do you think about this?
Santana currently probably makes it a point to make eye contact. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, again, in season 2, she did say that.
Yeah.
She was also our baby. She was her baby gay. Mm-hmm. She still was trying to get it together with her feelings, trying to figure out what it was with Brittany. She didn't want to make herself feel things, and eye contact goes hand in hand with that. Yeah, so I think now she definitely makes it a point, but earlier in the season, she definitely didn't do that. It's intimate.
It's intimate, yeah. I agree with that. I think the Santana, like, at the end of the series, absolutely makes a point to look Brittany in the eye when they're in bed together. I don't know, I keep going back to season 2, and, like, when she says that, sometimes I feel like fans tend to, like, fawn over Santana, which is, I mean, understandable. It's hard for us to, like, fully grasp Brittany's reasoning for not leaving Artie in that moment to be with Santana. But when you think about what it would feel like to constantly be in someone's bed, to feel them and to touch them, to have them, but for that same person to continually refuse to look you in your eyes, like, thinking about it like that from Brittany's perspective, I can understand why she needed time for a minute. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. I never thought of it through Brittany's point of view, actually.
Because we all, like, even me, like, we all want to be like, oh my god, Brittany, just whatever, dump him, because Santana's right there, and just be with her. That's how we all feel, because, again, we all sort of fawn over Santana, to a degree. But if you really look at it from Brittany's point of view, it's like, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I have definitely been in a relationship where I was somebody's squeaky toy. It's not a great feeling. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. It's really, really tough. And so when I think about it like that, it's like I understand where Brittany's coming from and why she needed to take her own, like, path with that.
You know, I gotta start putting myself in, like, Brittany's perspective more. Mm-hmm. Because I always see it through Santana's perspective. Again, it goes back to the whole relatable thing, but yeah.
I think season 2 and, like, early Santana did avoid eye contact because, like, she couldn't be intimate and open with Brittany, like, at that point. She wasn't there. She wasn't ready. Which, I mean, it's heartbreaking for both of them, so.
Oh, the look on Brittany's face every time that scene comes on. Mm-hmm. And Santana says it's better without feelings. Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
It hurts.
Alright, so, switching gears, here's a silly one. Brittany's armpit kink. Firstly, what the hell? And secondly, what the hell?
I mean, really, what the hell? Everybody got their thing, you know?
That's true.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. Do your thing, Brittany. Do your thing.
You know how other people see Glee? They think, you're into a kid's show. To a degree, like, yeah, it's, like, aimed at a younger audience, but, like, some of the things they did and said and got away with, and I'm like, 12-year-olds were watching this, and Brittany is talking about her armpit kink.
But where did the armpit kink come from?
I don't know.
That's, like, the biggest mystery of all, like.
When was it first mentioned? I feel like maybe in season 4, when she's talking to Sam, and she's like, I just miss Santana. Her laugh, and her smile, and the way her armpits smell. What is that?
You know, I feel like she was trolling, because that's what Brittany does, is troll. I feel like maybe she said that because she was, like, cuddling with Santana, and she just likes the way she smells her deodorant or some shit. I don't know.
Wait, but aren't there 2 references to Brittany having an armpit kink? I think that's the first one, and then ain't there a second one?
Is there?
I
can't remember.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we should have looked this up before we talked about it. I'm looking this up.
Do it.
Oh, She said it with the scene with Kurt when Kurt was pretending to be straight for his dad.
Oh, her and Kurt are like kissing, and he asks what boys' lips taste like, and she's like, cheeseburgers and armpits.
Yes. That's what she said.
Okay, so I was wrong. The first mention of Brittany's weird armpit kink is probably season 1?
Season 1, yeah, I think that's season 1.
Season 1. Oh my gosh. That is such a weird kink. And it's like, they gave it to Brittany. They made Brittany such a freak. And, you know, I kind of love it.
I'm here for it. I'm all here for it.
This one came from Riz. Locker room sex. Do you think they had it? What about the choir room? Sue's office. Like, where do you think they've done it at McKinley?
I think for sure they definitely have locker room sex. There's like, it's unavoidable for 2 cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did it all over the damn school. They have their secret spots and everything.
I totally believe they left ass prints all over that piano in the choir room.
Oh yeah.
Whose ass prints? I'm not sure.
Santana, probably.
Probably. You know, I didn't write this in the notes, but how many times do you think Quinn walked in on them?
Too many. Way too many. I think at a certain point she was just like, ugh, and just like didn't even comment and just left the room. I'm 100% sure. I'm sure freaking Mercedes probably walked in on them too.
That is true.
During Treble Tones days. From
there I was gonna go to quickies. Who do you think initiates them?
I think it depends the day. What hour is it? Is it Santana's hour or Brittany's hour? Who knows? Mm-hmm. They just like to get it in. And if they gotta get it in quickie style, then...
I think that's how they are, like, later in the series, when they're, like, officially a couple and together and, like, really comfortable and confident in what they are to each other. But I think, I don't know why, but I think maybe early season 3 or something, when they became, like, official girlfriends, for whatever reason, Santana starts to think that sex should be a very serious thing. Like, even though in canon they've been having sex for years without labels or strings, she starts treating sex differently when they're, like, quote-unquote, a real couple. Santana is actually really traditional. When they become official, I think she assumes that that's just what you do. You have to, like, go on, like, official dates and pick somebody up at the doorstep and stuff like that. And I think she would treat sex as a very serious thing early on. But on the flip side, I think Brittany's reaction to that would be like, what the hell? I think Brittany sort of loves just how, like, non-traditional they are. Like, after all, like, Britt didn't fall in love with some stuffy square robot. She fell in love with Santana. The Santana who probably wanted quickies and to fill Brittany up, like, in a changing stall. And the Santana who, like, did body shots off of her. Brittany would probably initiate the quickies, like, at that point, because Santana, like, always needs reminding that being together doesn't mean they have to be like every other boring couple. You know, they could be them, you know. They can be adventurous.
But I love the thought of Santana being a little romantic sap and traditional. Also, I do think that Santana would be like, man, sometimes I need it.
That's true. That is true.
I gotta get it in real quick. It might not be all the time, and it might be like Brittany initiating it more. Uh-huh. But I think Santana definitely has her days where she's like, damn, man, I really gotta get it in right
now. Oh my gosh. I love these two horny little idiots. Okay, so how do they react when the other wears something special in bed? You know, lingerie, sexy costume, whatever. I totally think they probably do this, every once in a while. Like, considering everything else they've done together, wearing something sexy in the bedroom almost seems, like, tame, you know?
Yes. I agree fully.
Mm-hmm. I'm reminded of that scene in season 5 when Rachel goes through Santana's underwear drawer and she is disgusted at what she finds. Maybe this makes me a perv or whatever, but I've slowed that scene down and, like, tried to see, like, what's in there?
I'm so done.
And there's like, if you look, there's like yellow feathers up in that drawer. And I'm like, what the hell is Santana wearing? And so that leads me to believe that I think Santana definitely wears some interesting stuff in the bedroom. And if you ask me, Brittany is a really lucky girl.
I feel the same way as you, but I feel like when they do wear something, when they do rock like lingerie, like some sexy costume or something, Santana's probably on the verge of passing out, you know?
Yeah.
If Santana's the one that's dressing up, I just feel like Brittany I think she takes a minute, maybe a couple seconds to appreciate the outfit and then just jump her full on, get to it because, I mean, okay. I
would. You know what's interesting to me? Like, when it comes to sex, Santana is like, she will talk about sex really casually, at least when it comes to her having had sex with other people. She'll toss off a remark here or there, like really casual, like, and to her, it's nothing. But when it comes to Brittany, she like holds that like really close to her. Like what they do to her, that's really, really private. Even when they're together and she's confident and comfortable with them as a couple, it's like that's how serious she like takes their relationship. It's like not something she needs to joke about.
Very intimate moment.
But on the flip side, Brittany is like this little snotty bragging bragger. If you really look at it, she's the one who really like talks about their sex life the most. Sometimes I swear to God, she like acts like a little frat boy when it comes to their sex life.
She be trolling too. She knows what she's doing and what she's saying.
Quietly bragging about like, you know, how good it is. And I don't know. It's adorable.
I love how nobody like even like questions it. They just let it fly.
All right. Lights on or off? Now, I want you to tackle it like early Brittana. What did they do? And later Brittana. What did they do?
Okay, so early Brittana off. Just because Santana, going back to the whole eye contact and feeling things, I feel like if she has the lights on, she has to look at her. She doesn't want to do that. And then later, Brittana, definitely the lights on. They like to look at themselves and everything. Oh, yeah. There's no way they are missing any moments of that. They need to see everything.
Totally agree. I think Santana, I mean, they're both a little pervy and they want to see everything. I mean,
they made a sex tape, so.
Santana says, we made that for us. I think I am a little adventurous, but like, wow. They really made a sex tape so they can go back and watch themselves. Like, wow.
That's bold. That's really bold.
Again, I'm a little jealous. Like, wow.
Where can I find a relationship like this?
They're so comfortable with each other. And I think that's really beautiful in a way, you know?
It's like my goal in life. Find me somebody like Brittana.
Favorite position? I'm gonna go first on this one.
Girl, take the lead because I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't even write anything down for this answer, but I will say the show seemed to have a fixation on scissoring. You know that scene in season 2 where they're like on the bed and fooling around a little bit, and Santana says, "This is a nice break from all that scissoring." I was really shocked because like it was 2010, and I've heard that term before, but on a network show, I was like really shocked they got it through the censors.
Girl, I didn't even know what scissoring was at that point. That was when I had discovered what scissoring was. I was like, what? This is a thing? This is what you women do?
I was just really, really shocked that they let Santana say that. And it's like, you have these two cheerleaders talking about scissoring on a family show
while they're making out.
Wow.
Scissoring is really like basic.
I don't know.
It's like, I guess, the go-to answer, but I really don't know. Who knows?
I don't think they have a favorite one. I don't know. I mean, even in my head canon, I don't imagine anything. I don't think anything. I think they love it all. I think they're down for whatever the other one is in the mood for.
I agree with that.
I think Santana's willing to do whatever Brittany wants in whatever position Brittany wants her in. So, who makes breakfast?
Is this like after sex? It depends. Like, is there an occasion? It's just like in a giddy mood, you know? Who wants to take care of who more that day, I guess.
Yeah.
The day after. I guess it depends on the day.
Yeah.
And how they feeling. I do think it's, like, really cute, though.
Like, again, referencing my fic, It Was Love to Me, I wrote, like, a really seriously wanky breakfast scene. Actually, in that fic, I wrote 2 seriously wanky breakfast scenes. Ugh, I miss that universe. What do you think their honeymoon was like? I think the fandom would have had a heart attack if we ever got a glimpse of the honeymoon night.
I think it was really a mix of everything. Mm-hmm. Romantic, silly, fun, a whole sexapade. Is that the right term?
For a whole month, too.
Who gets a honeymoon for a month? That's insane.
It is insane. But I love it. I love it. There aren't very many of them, but I really love a good honeymoon fic. Not necessarily any smutty one either. Like, they're great too, but like just sweet romantic honeymoon fics.
Oh my god, Emily's giraffe eat trees.
Uh-huh.
Her anniversary thing.
Yeah.
That's like the first chapter is off their honeymoon, right?
Yeah.
And it just goes year, like, second year, third year, fourth year.
Uh-huh.
Y'all gotta read that. That's some cute shit right there.
Very cute, yeah.
I feel like if you can visualize the fic, true, that's some good stuff right there. Also, do you think they joined the Mile High Club?
I mean, it's them, of course.
They definitely did, no question.
Oh, yeah. Again, I love these 2 horny idiots. So the Unholy Trinity, which is Quinn, Santana, and Brittany. It's a little weird, but at the same time, it almost makes sense. Think about it. Santana has slept with both of them.
Yeah, she did.
Which, I'm, like, impressed. Do you think, after it was all said and done, Brittany married, Quinn is, like, maybe on her way, finding her own path. Do you think Quinn and Brittany, like, just ever got together for lunch without Santana and, like, traded notes?
I thought this question was going somewhere else. No. I don't think so.
No?
I think out of respect for Santana, Brittany probably wouldn't do that. And I don't think Brittany wants to even try to picture that. So maybe, like, really offhand comments, yeah, but I don't think they probably went deep into it.
I feel like Ken and Brittany would realize that, it happened. They were both in a vulnerable place. I think she would be, like, confident. Like, you know what? Our relationship is strong. I don't think she would be, like, intimidated by Quinn. I don't know. I think Brittany is, like, chill and open enough that she would be able to talk to Quinn like that.
For me, like, if it was me, I wouldn't want to know what my partner did with, like, essentially my best friend, I guess, That's weird. I think that's weird.
I mean, yeah, it is weird, but it's Brittany. Brittany is so open.
You might be onto something.
And I think the Unholy Trinity, like, they have a very unique relationship. I don't know why. I feel like Quinn and Brittany, just see them, like, every so often, just, like, having these little get-togethers that it's just them two, and it's just very calm and mature, and I don't know.
Do you think Brittany and Quinn ever hooked up?
No.
Like, just even, like, a kiss, something like that?
Okay, maybe a kiss, probably at cheer camp, probably a dare, and Quinn probably, she probably was like, this didn't happen. Like, right away.
Santana ever found out?
Oh my gosh.
She'd be so pissed.
Even though Santana has slept with Quinn, if she found out Quinn ever kissed Brittany, Santana would, like, flip her shit.
Oh, yeah. Rage.
That's so...
Rage all over the place.
Oh, my God. I need that as a fic. I need Quinn and Brittany, like, revealing to her, like, yeah, it happened. It was just, like, a quick peck. Something we did at cheer camp and you were, like, asleep or something. And I need Santana to, like, flip her shit in that cute, adorable way, of course. And Quinn is like, you slept with me. How are you mad at me?
Somebody right now.
I think Brittany views Quinn as beautiful, but I don't think she's, like, attracted to her in that way.
You know what I just thought of? That comment from Quinn was having, like, a freaking breakdown. Santana was like, I think I know a way to help, and then she says, I'm flattered, but I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I feel like they all did something, man. I don't want to go there, but I think they all did something. I don't really get nasty with it, but.
And I think Brittany is very open to, especially early Brittany, she's very open to experimentation. However, I just feel like early Quinn, was just a little too reserved and stuffy to even think about experimenting, even with her two closest friends.
True, but like I said, going through it. Try up for anything to like try to like forget. And Brittany and Santana were down, but also like maybe Santana probably wasn't down just because she still wasn't out during that time. So I don't know.
I can't see it. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I've read a ton of fics where things happen between the three of them, but I can't see it in canon though. I mean,
don't know. I like low-key cringe at those type of fics though. Like, I might have suggested it, but I cringe.
I'll read them if I'm bored or for fun or whatever, but it's not like anything that like I'm salivating over. I was gonna say, I don't think Santana is capable of like having a threesome with Brittany because she's so like possessive of Brittany. But then I'm like, didn't they have a threesome with Puck?
No, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about it.
Tangent or whatever. Like we mentioned this in the previous episode, the Glee porno. Did you watch it?
I watched a little bit until I decided I was like, nope, can't. This is not good for my virgin eyes.
As far as porn goes, it's not even good, fun porn. It's really just awkward. The Brittana scene is sort of the best scene.
You would say that.
I'm not the only one who thinks that. I've seen others say that too.
Nastiness in the worst way. It's not even in a good way.
Unfortunately, the Brittana scene involves like porno Puck, which I could have done without. Whatever. I mean, I guess I'll take it. But
when did that porn come out though? Was that like season 1? Straight season 1 porn?
I think so. I think they posted the clip in the Discord. There's an interview where Naya mentions the porn and says she wants to watch it.
Yeah, I think she said she did watch it.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure she said she did start watching it.
I will say this, no shame, no disrespect to anybody, but our Brittana, way hotter than porno Brittana.
Back.
The Glee cast, for the most part, gorgeous. So I was really disappointed in the choice for their porn actors. I'm like, these are the people you get? So I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Maybe we'll do a part 2 on Brittana's sex lives. Who knows? It's like, if there's any subject that's worthy of 2 episodes, it's that. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Wear your masks.
We're still in a pandemic. Keep saying that until this pandemic is over. I'm gonna keep saying it.
So take care of yourselves. Be kind. And also, Black Lives Matter. Black trans lives matter. Go sign some petitions. Start some conversations.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hey.